Anxiety is defined as an internal alarm state within the brain. This state causes the brain to misinterpret everyday stimuli. It perceives these normal stimuli as significant threats or dangers. Consequently, the brain initiates a defensive response mechanism. This response is triggered even when no actual danger is present. Anxiety is characterized by this disproportionate threat perception and reaction. An internal alarm is a neurological signal, not an external sound. It is triggered by the brain's interpretation of environmental cues. The brain perceives these cues as potentially harmful or threatening. This process initiates a protective response within the body. The amygdala is a key brain structure integral to emotional processing and memory. Often referred to as the brain's fear center, it plays a critical role in threat detection. It is responsible for rapidly assessing potential dangers in the environment. Upon detecting a threat, the amygdala initiates the body's fight or flight response. This involves firing off danger signals to other brain regions and the nervous system. Its activation is crucial for survival, enabling quick reactions to perceived threats. The amygdala, a key brain region, plays a crucial role in processing emotions, particularly fear and stress. Upon activation, the amygdala initiates a rapid physiological cascade throughout the body. This cascade triggers the release of various stress hormones into the bloodstream. Key hormones involved include cortisol, which manages stress, and adrenaline, preparing for fight or flight. These hormones flood the system, leading to the characteristic physical and mental responses to stress. The body's fight or flight response is a physiological reaction to perceived threats. This response is primarily mediated by the release of hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. These hormones induce rapid physiological changes, preparing the body for immediate action. Manifestations include increased heart rate, shallow breathing, and heightened sensory awareness. The cognitive misinterpretation model explains how the brain can misinterpret stimuli. This leads to physiological preparations even when no genuine physical threat exists. The brain perceives a threat where none is present, triggering a stress response. This misinterpretation can cause symptoms like increased heart rate or rapid breathing. Understanding this model helps in addressing anxiety and panic disorders. The prefrontal cortex is a key brain region responsible for executive functions. These functions include reasoning, problem-solving, and decision-making. It plays a crucial role in regulating primitive alarm responses. This regulation helps in controlling impulsive reactions and emotional responses. The brain's prefrontal cortex is crucial for executive functions and cognitive control. It typically regulates responses to various internal and external stimuli. However, intense primitive alarm signals can overwhelm the prefrontal cortex. This heightened state makes it difficult for the cortex to regain control. The inability to regulate these signals results in a feeling of being overwhelmed. Everyday occurrences can trigger a stimulus-response loop, fueling anxiety. A sudden noise, for example, acts as an initial stimulus. An unanswered message can also serve as a common trigger. These benign events are reinterpreted as potential catastrophes, perpetuating the anxiety cycle. The anxious mind frequently engages in rapid, uncontrolled thought processes. This mental activity involves the generation of numerous hypothetical scenarios. A predominant characteristic is the creation of negative or adverse situations. These scenarios often predict unfavorable or detrimental outcomes. The continuous generation of such thoughts intensifies feelings of dread and worry. This mechanism perpetuates anxiety by focusing on potential future harms. Internalized threat visualization describes a psychological process. It manifests as an internal storm within an individual's mind. This storm is characterized by a relentless current of apprehension. It also involves pervasive feelings of worry. These feelings can become all-consuming, dominating one's thoughts. The process creates a persistent state of mental distress. Anxiety is a complex emotional state characterized by feelings of worry, nervousness, or unease. Its overwhelming nature significantly impairs cognitive functions, particularly concentration. This makes it difficult to sustain attention on specific tasks, such as writing or focused work. The mind becomes preoccupied, diverting mental resources away from the task at hand. Internal struggles can lead to significant emotional distress. This emotional toll often manifests in visible ways. One common manifestation is the presence of tears. Tears indicate a profound emotional response to inner conflict. Another manifestation is a pervasive sense of dread. Dread reflects a deep-seated anxiety or fear stemming from the struggle. Dread is an intense feeling of apprehension or fear. It often manifests as a pervasive sense of unease or foreboding. This type of dread frequently lacks a clear, identifiable external cause. Without a specific trigger, its origins remain abstract and internal. This absence of a defined source makes the dread particularly challenging to understand. Consequently, addressing or resolving such dread becomes exceptionally difficult. Anxiety involves complex neurological mechanisms within the brain. A key area is the amygdala, responsible for processing emotions, especially fear. In anxious states, the amygdala often exhibits heightened activation. The prefrontal cortex, involved in decision-making and emotional regulation, struggles. This struggle can lead to impaired executive function and difficulty managing anxious thoughts. Understanding these mechanisms is crucial for developing effective coping strategies for anxiety.